What's up, guys? My name is Jerry, and today's video is going to be on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and we're going to be talking about how the #2 draft pick has been so good for this organization, and we're going to jump right into the video. Now, we have to go all the way back to 1990 to when the Thunder was called the Seattle Supersonics, to when they had their first #2 pick in the draft. And who did that draft pick turn out to be? None other than GP the Glove, Gary Payton. And Gary Payton is an all-time great point guard, all-time great defender, probably the best defender of all time at the point guard position. And then also he had a lot of great years with the Seattle Supersonics, and he played so good that he was able to get them to a championship in 1996, but they lost to the Chicago Bulls, lost to MJ. So we can't fault him for that. Everybody was losing to MJ back then, and he did become a champion later in his career. And then we move up to 2007. They were still the Seattle Supersonics back then, and we all know who that #2 draft pick was, and that was Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant has made a legacy for himself. He has made a name for himself, and he too, just like Gary Payton, is an all-time great. And Kevin Durant is in that conversation of being the best scorer of all time. And he had a lot of great years with the Oklahoma City Thunder, a lot of deep playoff runs, and he too got to the NBA Finals, but lost to LeBron James, so you can't really fault him for that. And he was kind of a baby back then, but he too later ended up become an NBA champion. So we're looking at this pattern for the Oklahoma City Thunder. This #2 draft pick has done wonders for them, and now we get to the 2022 NBA draft, and they have the #2 pick once again. And just like in all those other drafts, there's a lot of great talent. There's a lot of great talent in this top 3, top 5 area. So, and looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder roster, they have a lot of talent to build on. And what I like about this for them, I think they're in a prime position, because you look at the way this roster is constructed, and you look at the guys that's going to go top 3. I feel like the Oklahoma City Thunder, they have a lot of perimeter play. Like, they have a lot of great perimeter players on their team, and I think what they're lacking is guys in the front court, depth in the front court, talent in the front court. So with these top 3 guys in this draft class, I feel like the Oklahoma City Thunder is not going to have to worry about fit. They can take the best available player, and whoever they think that is, whoever does the best at their workouts, at their training camps, at the draft combine. And we look at this roster team, like, you got gilgeous-alexander. We all know how talented he is. I think he has the best footwork as a guard in this league, and I think he's the best driver of the basketball in this league. I think he's very underrated in that area. We have Josh Giddey, who's coming off an excellent rookie season. He's such a unique player with that size, his ability to rebound and play make for others. We have Terrence Mann, who I'm very high on. He's just a natural scorer. I've never seen a young player so confident with the basketball, the amount of difficult shots that he takes and makes. I think he has a promising future in this league. So you have a bunch of guys like that. You have Lou Dort, who's a lockdown defender. So I feel like with these guys that you can add to this team in the draft class, I feel like there's a bunch of pros and there's rarely any cons for any of these guys. And we look at the top 3 of who the Oklahoma City Thunder has a chance at drafting. It's going to be between Chet Holmgren, Jabari Smith, and Paolo Banchero. And the Oklahoma City is going to have a chance at all 3 of these guys, depending on who goes first. And me personally, I think the best guy out of these 3, that's as far as a talent, is Paolo Banchero. I think he has the most explosive upside. Like, he has the superstar potential, and if the Oklahoma City Thunder can somehow get their hands on him, I think that would be really nice for their team and for their timeline, because he's a guy that can do a little bit of everything, and he can come in and help them win games immediately, because he has that rare combination of speed, strength, and athleticism. And I think he has an NBA ready body. I think he has an NBA ready game. And then also, he's a lob threat. He gets it off the offensive rebound, and then he can shoot the 3 ball, and then he can create shots for himself and create shots for others. So if the Oklahoma City Thunder can get their hands on Paolo Banchero, that'd be nice. And then also, they got a crazy specimen in this draft, Chet Holmgren, who's above 7 feet tall, and He kind of has a guard skill set, kind of similar to something like KD. KD was 6'9", 6'10" coming into the NBA, and he was able to do everything with the basketball. And as far as we can see from Chet Holmgren, from his college highlights, he put the ball on the floor a lot. He had the between the back. He could put it on the floor and get to the rim, put it on the floor and get to his pull-up. Him too, he can also shoot the three ball. And then defensively, he was one of the best rim protectors in the country. So with Chet Holmgren, you'll be getting a very unique player, something we never really seen before. The only thing about Chet Holmgren, and I think if this wasn't a question, and this is just how NBA history goes. When you get those tall 7-footers, the skinnier ones, they don't last that long in the NBA. So it'd be really, I think that's the biggest question on Chet Holmgren. And I'm not really worried about his skinny frame because he played against bulkier players in college, and that really never seemed to halt him from being a great shot blocker. And with the other guy, the third guy in his top three, Jabari Smith. Now I feel like him and Pablo Banchero, I go back and forth between those two to see who has the bigger upside. And Jabari Smith is another guy that gets compared to Kevin Durant a lot because the release point of his shot is very high, and we never really seen anything like him either. This guy is 6'10", and his ability to shoot the three-point ball is really crazy. Because what makes him so special? First of all, he shot over 40% on his threes in college, and then I think he shot like something like 46% on wing threes in college, and he was just one of the best shooters in the country. And when you watch Jabari Smith play, what makes it so special is that he runs off these pin down screens, and that's like a screen getting set at the block, and he runs up to the three-point line, and it's just rare for a 6'10" player to be able to do this, to be able to catch the ball and turn and shoot so quickly, and that makes him so dangerous. And then that's not where his game stops. He's great at getting to the rim, and then his mid-range pull-up has already been compared to Kevin Durant's, and he hasn't even touched the league yet. And then defensively, that's my favorite part about his game. I'm a defensive first type of guy. He's a tenacious defender, and he's very switchable. You can switch this guy 1 through 4, 1 through 5, because he's 6'10", but he has lateral quickness. So I think the Oklahoma City Thunder, I think if they can get their hands on any of these three guys, it's going to change their roster, especially with the talent that they already have. And like, we look at that trend. We had Gary Payton, we had Kevin Durant. So who's going to be next for the Oklahoma City Thunder? And the Thunder have, I was doing my research on them. These guys have so many draft picks over these next couple of years. And then you even look at this draft, they get the number 12 pick. Who knows? They might trade that away, try to bring in some veteran presence on this team, because the goal is to, I'm pretty sure this team wants to start winning games with guys like Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, gilgeous-alexander. These guys want to win some ball games. So we're going to see what these guys do in the draft. That's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below who you want the Oklahoma City Thunder to draft with that number 2 pick, and then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man. And that's curtains.